Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a spooky kind of corridor. And what I did, I experimented with this originally and I used a cube to do the corridor originally, and then I kind of thought, well, what happens if we use planes for the walls and stuff like that? And I found with using planes for the walls we had a lot more control over what we could do with the scene. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and just delete cube at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and delete the lighting as well, keep the camera, and what we're going to do is let's go with add and we'll go plane. And what I'm going to do, scale this up and then just elongate it just ever so slightly. So this is going to be the floor of the piece right here. And what we can do with this is we can go for edit mode right here. Let's go 7 to heaven for a moment. So we're going to imagine that the camera will sit on this side of the field. And we're going to go Control R, split this in half with this vertices right here. Control R again, split this in half. And what we're going to do, let's go for this plane on the side right here. We're going to go E for extrude, bring this down. So when our camera looks from here downwards, it's going to see that there's a slight corridor off the side here. Now, I think this is a little bit too wide. So what I'm going to do is just click all of these, if you guys can see that. And we're just going to shrink this in just ever so slightly just to match the corridor's shape on the other side. As you know, corridors aren't equal. So sometimes you'll get wider corridors, sometimes you'll get other corridors as well. So what I'm going to do, let's go to add again, and we're going to go plane. Let's go with we're going to go G, bring this across. I'll show you why in a moment. We're going to go rotate to 90 degrees. And just go ahead and press G. Bring this up towards the wall. It doesn't matter whether it clips. If it clips, beautiful. And what we're going to do, try and line this up to the side here. So we're going to go G, bring this to the side. And you see how we've lined this up right here. So what we're going to do, let's press 1. We can go side view right here. We can see that we've got the cube right here. And what we're going to do is go to edit mode. Take the side right here. And this side, you want to pull it all the way down here. So let's go with G. I'm going to bring this all the way down. And then we'll press up for this one as well. And we'll press G. And we'll bring this all the way up. So now what we want to do is put a brick texture on this. So let's go to the shading tab. Let's go to object mode first. We'll go to the shading tab. And right here, upon the shading tab, if my computer stops glitching, we can press new, and this will make a new material. So this is going to be wall 1, brick. We're going to be making wall 2 as well. So we've got wall 1 right here, which is going to be brick. And if you've not already, go to your render engine, change it out from Eevee to cycles. And what we're going to do, let's go to add. We'll add a brick texture on here. So color to base color. You should be getting a texture like this. The mortar size for me always on these is a little bit too much. So let's change that to 0.01. Just to give it that nice little brick texture. And what we're going to do is we will go to brick length. Just shorten that just a little bit. Go maybe just there. And then we'll go scale and just scale this down just ever so slightly. Now, the idea of this is that you want kind of a bathroom tile kind of look with it. But to be honest with you, it's up to you with your project how you would like to do this. So if you like this kind of effects, that's great. If you want to offset this, so essentially make them straight, you can do this. And just mess around with the offset just slightly. Maybe someone has made the bricks. Now that's doing my eyes in, but maybe someone's just messed up with the bricks a little bit, and yeah, this is how they look. But 50-50, 0.5 is pretty good for brickwork. So once we've got this, what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and add the camera to the scene. So we can just position it just here. let's go on to layout so you guys can see what I'm doing. So we can go into this position right here. I think we're going to have to elongate this corridor just ever so slightly for the effects that we want. So we can put it the camera just here. We can go view, align view, and camera to view. This box right here is your camera. You can press G and you can bring this back. You can press G, you can move this around, wherever you'd like it to be. So for this project I'm going to do about head height, maybe, just about there. You can take this right here, we can go edit, click this face right here and we can press, we could do E for extrude actually. Let's do E for extrude. You could also take this side one as well. Let's go to object mode, take the side one, edit, and we can just press G on this one just to move it across. And we can edit the effect afterwards. So we have this right here. And what we can do is object mode, take the base, Shift D, and then move this upwards. Just as such. So now you have a ceiling. So what I want to do is elongate this corridor a little bit more that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press delete just on that one just for a moment. And then we'll bring this back once we're happy. So let's go with the base right here. And we'll go edit mode. Take the end part right here, E for extrude, and just pull it down onto the back. Now you'll notice that it disappears into the distance. If this happens, go onto object mode, go to your camera. We'll click the camera right here. And what we'll do is, you see the clip start, clip end. All you need to do is just move that across. You see how it does this? You just need to add a couple of extra meters to the end. That's all you need to do. So, let's go on to the next part. We can make the ceiling. Shift D, move this up. So now you've got the ceiling coming in at this part. And what you're going to need now is you're going to need another wall here, another wall here, a little doorway here, and another massive wall here. So what we need to do is go into shading, make sure your brick texture is the way that you like it before we move anything. So let's go on to this right here. It doesn't look like brick at the moment, it looks like a cartoon. So let's go add, and we'll go noise texture. So noise texture, it's going to put a little bit of noise on it, so we can go color 1. And you see that all of this goes to kind of like a rainbow kind of theme. So you can change this, you can have this roughed up. If we go inwards a little bit, you can see how this changes, how it roughs up a little bit, just a little bit more, just there. You can also go ahead and duplicate this. So if we've got, here on the options, we've got color 1, color 2, and we've got mortar. So your mortar is the black in between. Color 2, if I just demonstrate here, is this, that we've just changed green. So what we can do is take this noise texture, Shift D, duplicate this, and then color and color 2. So now we have a secondary color, and you notice that we can change the background as well on this one. So this also helps with variation as well. So things essentially don't look robotic. So what I'm going to do is let's go Shift D again. Noise texture. We'll go color to mortar. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but you notice that this happens. So with mortar, I wouldn't really recommend it, but you can do mortar if you want to. So if I just pull that out just a little bit, you can kind of see the mortar coming back. But it's totally up to you. I mean, like, for me, I probably wouldn't do this texture with the mortar, but, you know, we'll try and work with it for this one. So what you need now to make this look more brick is add, and we'll go color ramp. Right in the middle there. So if you guys have been watching my prior videos, you'll know that if you put the black closer to the white, oh, where are we at? Black closer to the white, the more contrast it is. the further apart they are, the less contrast it is, yeah? So, for example, if we move the black up, we can see that we've got this kind of texture right here. And if we move the white up, you can see how much it contrasts against. So, for this one, we're going to want to do plus, and then I'm going to put in some kind of sand colours here, if my computer will allow it. This would be a great time to save, by the way, if you haven't already. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Let's go save. I'm going to go corridor. Okay, so I abbreviate all my stuff. Don't read into it too much. So let's go add, and we'll go bump texture. Add the bump in there. We can go color to height. May take your computer a minute to just figure it out, because it is a calculation at the end of the day. Hopefully it does. Please do. So, if it doesn't work, you can remove the bump until later when you add all the lighting if you'd like. For mine, for some reason, it's gone like this. I think it's because there's no lighting in there. But what I'm going to do, let's take the bump off just for 1 second. We can come back to that later. And I'm going to make the rest of the walls for the place. So, let's go ahead, take that, Shift D, just duplicate that over. Now, with this, you don't want to stretch this out too much because you want the brick to be the same size as the last wall. So what I'm going to do is E for extrude. So let's go back onto the layout menu a minute. So with this one and with this one, let's go E for extrude. So let's go to edit mode. Take this side face right here. The options are at the top here. We're going to go E for extrude, just on the side. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same with this one. So edit, take this face, E for extrude, down on that side. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're not really seeing down that way. And then for this one as well, right here, we're going to go E for extrude for the back as well. So, yep, E. Take this to the back. I'm going to have to move that meter up again. E for extrude just at the back. Come on. Just right there. So now we have half a corridor. So this is what it should look like when we've got this. Currently, we don't have any lighting, so obviously you're not going to be able to see anything. With these tiles as well, you could actually change them to white tiles if you wanted to, kind of have that bathroom look. The reference image that I've got kind of has a more bathroom kind of tile look, but if you guys want brick, then you can use brick. I might change mine in a moment. So if the thumbnail looks a little bit different, it's just me tweaking things. I like to experiment with my stuff, so yeah, if it looks a little bit different, I do apologise for that. It's just me being me. So the next bit of this, what we want to do is let's go with add. I'm going to go plane again. And I'm going to go ahead and place this plane on this side. So let's go S for scale. R for rotate. So let's go 90 degrees. G. Bring this across. Just going to scale this up just a little bit. So we reach floor to ceiling. And then I'm just going to elongate it across the sides. Now, with this one, you may need to make another brick texture. Elongate that across the sides right there. Let's scale that in. So slightly. If you need to go to edit mode and X-ray, you can see what's going on. So just go ahead and just take the components here. Just put them where you need them to be. So now you've got this nice little corridor going on. Again, it's nice and dark. I'm just going to go ahead and elongate this one just at the side. Okay, so I think I just pressed G by accident. Hold on. We want No, I think it was right. I think it was right. G. G for that side. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this nice little corridor going on. The next thing that we want to do is make the door at the end. So we're going to go ahead, and you can do anything with this really. You can go plain. G again. We'll rotate this by 90. So there it is at the side, just there if you guys couldn't see that. Scale it up so that it matches wall to wall, ceiling to floor. Just in the middle right there. It can be a rough kind of guesstimate if you want, or you can spend a little bit more time. For me personally, with this tutorial, I'm just kind of showing you guys what you can do. So, let's go with Control R, find the center point. Control R again, find the center point. And what you want to do is just kind of quarter it, just to the center. Oops, where are we at? Did I do that? Oh my gosh. Right, sorry. I forgot to do something. Just backtrack just slightly, because what I did, I was in edit mode and then I added the plane. I forgot to go out of edit mode. So go out of edit mode and then add your plane. If you guys caught that, good job. Because I think I just got caught. I got like so caught up in what I was doing that I just completely forgot to do that. So yeah, go into the edit mode and then come back to objects mode and then add your plane. So let's scale this up. G, wall to wall, ceiling to floor. Let's take off that X-ray just for a moment. It's really distracting. Right, so we got it like this. What you want to do is go to edit mode. Again, we're quartering. Come on. Don't press T. I missed the R. Okay, so you probably want something like this. Take the faces in the middle, and this will be the doorway. So we'll just press E for extrude, and then E for extrude again, but scale it outwards. This is going to be the dark room on the other side. So just press E again. This is something that I like to do. If I've say got a Halloween project or something like that, I like to kind of do these huge boxes at the end with no lights in them, so it kind of looks really spooky. Just take up the floor just a little bit so you got that nice little gradient as you go into the room. So this is just going to be a blank room, really. Just press G, go all the way to the end. So you've got that kind of depth of field that's coming through. Okay, so once we've got all this, we can start adding our stuff to this. Our stuff meaning the textures. So let's go to view, camera. And at the moment what we have is a nice little dark corridor. Take this side right here. If you guys don't know which side that is the side of the corridor that we've just made on this side, just opposite the T-junction. So let's go back to shading. Go down to your drop down right here and just go wall 1 brick. Should have the exact same texture as the opposite. And then what we're going to do, this wall at the end right here, we could go ahead and add a brick if you wanted to. Let's see, we need to add some lighting in here to make it look a little bit more spooky dooky. So let's go ahead and add cylinder per se. You want G, just bring this up. Right click shade smooth, edit mode, take this bottom face right here, G, bring this up. Essentially what you want to do is just go E for extrude, scale inwards, E for extrude, leave it where it is, scale inwards, and then E for extrude, bring it up, E for extrude again, leave it where it is, scale it inwards, And then this is going to be the light in the middle. So, just like that. So, what you essentially want to do is you want all of these as the light source. So, shift control, and then make sure that you have all this selected. We'll go on to the materials tab right here. We'll go new. This will be the light. We're going to do the light back first, and then I'll do the light with you. So let's go light back. So this will be black, kind of a grey colour. Just render it in like that, you guys can see. Maybe just pull that roughness up just a little bit. This part that was highlighted right here will go plus, new, and this will be the light. So what you want to do is go ahead and switch out your principal BSDF for an emission. And click assign. So this is what your light should look like. You can go ahead and change this. You can go ahead and change the tones if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and squish it down just a little bit. And take this backlight right here and just make it a little bit more grey. Almost like an office light kind of thing. Like a boring office light. That's all it is. So, we'll take this. We'll press G. Bring this down. Now, at this point, you may need X-ray mode. So, what you're going to want to do... So, we've got it on the ceiling just there, as you can see. But it's just clipped. So, we're going to go with G. Bring this down a little bit. You can scale these down, scale these up. If I go ahead and press render on this... Just bring this across so you guys can see. It'll look like this. So with the emission that we have with this light, it's not very bright. So we can go ahead and just increase the strength a little bit. Have it super bright, have it super dark, whatever you want. You could change the colours on this as well if you wanted to. Different tones, different textures. I don't know about projections. I believe projections you'd have to add an image within, what do you call it? Shading. You'd have to add an image within shading to have it as a projection, but for this particular one, even, we're just going to have it as this. So I'm just going to go ahead and just scale this down just ever so slightly, because I believe it's a little bit too big for the scene. And just get it to the ceiling, just so it's just touching at the back. So you've got that nice little seam going on. So, to put these kind of equidistant between each other, we'll press 1. Just for the side view right here. And what I'm going to do, you'll see these coming up on this. Let's go with Shift D. And what you want to do is press 1. And it'll appear next to it. So, I think the best way of showing you this is to go onto this tab, X-ray. You can see the little lights right here. So let's go Shift D. And if you press 1, it will end up right here next to it. If you press 10, it'll end up a little bit further down. So you can see that we have one here and we have one here. So we can go ahead, Shift D, 10. Oops, where did we go? 10. Oh, that's really weird. Right, okay, I'm just going to restart that one. Shift D, come on. 10. There we go. Right, Shift D. Move it across. 10. There we go. Shift D. Move across. 10. You want to go beyond your camera as well, just ever so slightly, so you've got that nice effect at the back. So, with these ones that are going forward, click your lights on this side when it allows me to. Come on. Right, so, because we've gone 10 this way, we need to go minus the opposite way. So we'll go Shift D, minus 10, Shift D, minus 10, and then just go ahead and just do these all the way down. So minus 10 again. So Shift D, minus 10, Shift D, minus 10. You get where we're going with this. And I think we should be just at the end right here. So I'm going to go Shift D, minus 10 again. Yes, we just hit the doorway. So, this is what it's going to look like after you do that. Kind of looks like a nice little hallway. We're going to trash it. We're going to make it Halloweeny. I'm going to take that brick texture. I'm going to make it a nice little tile kind of brick texture, I think. And pull some of those kind of nice, neat corridors apart. Okay. So the next part, I want to put grease on the ceiling. I want to grease up that ceiling. So that sounds really wrong. But let's go ahead and go shading tab right here. So let's come out of that. We're going to take the ceiling part right here. We can see that this has no material to it. So we're going to go new. I'm going to go ahead and add a noise texture. But we're not putting it in the color this time. We're going to put it in the either roughness or metallic. So if we do this, let's go ahead and add this on. Hopefully this works. It worked in the prior version. So you can see that you've kind of got those little bumps going on. And what I want to do is I want to make it like kind of shiny and have little parts to it. So let's go on the render tab real quick. You probably won't be able to see it because there's so much noise going on. You can go ahead and turn the roughness down a little bit. You can get the mirror kind of effect. Turn it up. So I think we'll place this from metallic to roughness and we'll just turn the metallic up. Let's see. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking. But you see what I've got there? It's kind of little grease marks going on. Okay, so let's try this. I think with Blender, like even me teaching this right now, like I like to experiment. I like to do different things. So, you know, somebody might have like a standardized way of doing things, but me personally, like I like to just push the boat out and I like to go, what happens if I push this? What happens if I do this? Because you never know what you're going to find. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a really interesting kind of thing to do. You could also mess around with the IOR as well. Just to pull some of that stuff out. So I think subtle kind of settings will be great with this. So with this these walls right here, I actually might make them into some white tiles kind of thing. So I'm just going to move the offset to the side so they're a little bit more uniform. We can keep the tones the same way. I'm just going to pull these out just a little bit. Kind of make it like that kind of terrible white that could, like is just like a really kind of unsettling white. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Maybe switch that black to the opposite side. Ooh, like a grey. Maybe if we go darker. I like this. I like this. I like where this is going. Okay, yeah, we've got this. Maybe scale this up just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just make those brick widths a little bit shorter as well. So we've got more tiles. Oh, okay. See, this is what I mean about experimenting, because you never know unless you start messing with things. Okay, so that should have been brick width. For some reason, it's not brick width. I'm just going to go back to this render tab right here. Let's just go ahead and tone that down. So you got more. I think if you go to minus, it kind of goes like this. Let's get that little sweet point in the middle with tiles. And I'm just going to go ahead and make the mortar size a little bit shorter as well. So 0.09 maybe. No. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Did I put 9.5? I swear I put like 0.09. Too small. I'm going back on that one. Yeah, I think this will work. So if we render this, this is what it should look like. I don't like these tiles. I don't like how it's gone. Let's go bump texture, see what happens again. Let's try and experiment with that a little bit. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's your height on your bump texture. We can go distance with bump texture. Strength. Maybe we'll just stick with normal, just on the bump texture just for the moment. Let's go with... You got kind of those grease marks on the ceiling. Maybe we could put those up a little bit. Let's go ahead and change that. The base colour, maybe we can make it a nice... I don't know about cream. Okay, I'm just trying different things out right now. Let's go back to that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add the water in. Yes, there's going to be water in this corridor. So, let's go with add. And we will go to plane. Go to your modifiers. Add modifier. And we'll go water. So we're going to go ocean. I will have something like this. Now, you're not going to want to use this within your projects. You're going to want to go ahead. Just make this a little bit bigger on the sides. And then just shrink it down. So, let's go to the layout motion. I'll just take this off. Well, actually, no, we can keep the X-ray. That's fine. Let's press G. Move this in. Modifiers again. We'll go ahead, just add some more water on the side here. Just move this up. Are you going to kind of want to bring this down just a little, not too much. Maybe bring that doorway upwards just a little bit more as well, that little arch. And all you need to do that, just go to edit mode. I just take the top two pieces right here, we can see that on the X-ray, and just press G, bring them up. Just to about there, makes a nice little doorway. This water right here, we're going to need the camera, 1 second. Okay, so we've got the camera right there. Let's go to modifier. Let's go to, you can use glass for this if you want to, but I like to set my own. Let's go to metallic, bring this up just a little bit. Take the roughness down. Oops, are we on the right one here? For some reason it's changing the walls, although the water's selected. Hang on. Let's see. Water right here. Right, new modifier. Let's go water. For some reason that glitched a little bit. Right, so we've got the water. That was definitely selected. The water was definitely selected for that one. Let's go metallic. Bring down the roughness so you've got that nice little shine. You want to bring down the alpha as well so it becomes slightly translucent. And rendering wise should look something like this. Now you can go ahead and you can mess around with this water as much as you want. You can bring it up if you like. You could mess around with the waves. Let's see, let's go G. Let's bring this up. And I'm going to move this to the side as well because you can just see the underclipping on the camera. Just there. So you've got it something like this when it decides to render in. For the floor itself, you could change the tiles as well. to give that little bit of depth. We could go with this. We could go ahead and change it down. Just find that nice little sweet spot with it. You can go ahead and make this slightly grey as well. I mean, everyone goes with water as kind of like being a blue kind of shade. I mean, you could do that if you wanted to, but water generally isn't, not unless you're in the Mediterranean or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, all the water where I live is kind of like grey. So, I'm just going to go ahead and change that roughness down, actually, see what happens. I think that looks better for the render itself. Oh, 1 second. I just got to pull the air vents out for the PC. It's getting a little overheated. Yeah, this is something that you could do. You could also alter these lights as well if you wanted to. Make those a different shade. So let's go with light. Change them to grey, change them to green, blue if you wanted to. Could do something like that. I don't know, you could just like totally experiment with this. I guess it's kind of like a game design kind of corridor, kind of messing around. I think it's great to mess around with stuff all the time because, like, you know, you never know what you're going to stumble on. And also, you know, it's a way of building ideas as well. It's like sketching, you know, like when people doodle and stuff like that. It's primarily the same thing. So, what you could do as well is you could put floaties. You could put some floaties in the water. Let's go with add. We could go with a torus. Probably mispronounced that, but never mind. We could go G. Bring this up. Scale this out. Shade it smooth. We could go to shading, and we could go new. Where did that object end up? I think it was over here. Somewhere. Where have you gone? Come back, Taurus. I don't know where I put it. Hold on. Oh, it's above. Should be. Ah, there it is. Okay, so me losing things tonight. Right, let's see. So we could go with a new modifier right here. You could go with add. Texture. You could go with anything really. Veroni texture. I have a little posh one. Little posh rubber ring. It's like have all these different stripes. You could go add. Let's go color ramp. Right in the middle right here. Plus, we could add pink. We could have blue, green, whatever you want. So let's go plus again. Could have like, say, pink on one side, kind of orange on the other. Little one in the middle right here. Green. I don't know what you want. Like, change some of these settings as well. Detail up, detail down. Kind of have like, I don't know, that kind of tone. Totally up to you. You press G, bring it down. Noticing your scene, it's a little bit too big. It's like a monster ring. So what we're going to do is S for scale. Scale this down, G to bring this across. And we could go G, bring this down into the water. Kind of rotate it a little bit. Make it look like it's buoyant. It's not just straight. D. Move this one across. Maybe we could have rotation on this side. Just something that's floating just here. And what we can do, we can take this camera, we can do depth of field. So let's go with depth of field. Click that one. Click the little dropper in the middle. click the rubber ring that we've just made, and we can move down the f-stop to give it that nice little depth of field through the corridor. So when we render, it should look something like this. It's kind of like this kind of playful, kind of spooky kind of corridor, whatever you want to do. We're going to change down the roughness as well and just pull up the metallic just ever so slightly, because these are rubber rings. They're going to have some sort of shine to them, maybe too much. I don't know what, like, we call them rubber rings in the UK, but I understand that rubber means something else in the United States, so I don't know what you call it, like party rings, pool rings, noodles. I don't know. Leave it in the comments. What do you guys call it? Because I learnt that in high school, because you guys call, you say erasers. We don't. We call them rubbers here in the United Kingdom, and it's just absolutely hilarious when I speak to anyone who's American and I say, yeah, I've got my pencils and stuff, and they go like, it's not called that over here. So it's an awkward moment. So yeah, whatever you want to call these, be free to do so. You could also add a little bit of detail on these as well if you wanted to kind of do that little seam that they usually have, but to be honest with you, this is kind of just a playful kind of experimentation with what Blender can do. So yeah, I'm going to leave the tutorial here for tonight. If you guys liked, please like, subscribe, XYZ, you know, the whole thing. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Bye.